This is the Iowa Weather Report for Sunday, November 23rd, 2014. And now our first look at the Zero Z GFS model run at noon today. We have this trough digging in across the middle part of the country. That's bringing a lot of Gulf moisture and moving it straight north into our neck of the country. And with that, it's going to bring a lot of rain into the state, and it will be in the form of rain. Some of it could be quite heavy, especially in our eastern counties where 1 inch plus could be possible. Some of the rain could switch over to snow in our northwestern counties as cold air infiltrates from the north and west. Highs today, 40s west, 50s east. But those 40s and 50s will be a long memory by tomorrow Monday, as snow will be across the state. The heaviest snow looks to be over our eastern counties, where 1 to 2, maybe a bit more inches is possible in the far eastern counties. Highs on Monday will be back into the 30s, maybe some upper 20s, and then it looks to be 20s to around 30 here on Tuesday. Can't rule out an isolated snow shower around, but some sunshine will be around. Wednesday, big travel day. East Coast has a storm with some rain, maybe a bit of snow on the northern fringe, bit of flurry and light snow activity in the Midwest and also across the northern Rockies into western and southwestern Canada. And that's with a warm front that's going to be trying to move north. You can kind of see that here from the northwest coming down into the Dakotas. So there could be a disturbance Wednesday that could come through, but on Thanksgiving it looks to be rather dry, but then that warm front shifts north. So here on Black Friday, according to the GFS, temperatures could be back up into the 40s again with precipitation to our north, but you can see this cold air up in Canada. It's going to be making a nosedive toward us again as we go into the weekend, so temperatures could drop back into the 30s or maybe even 20s by Saturday. Bit of light snow possible as well with this system, but not a whole lot of moisture with it, but that changes by next Sunday. You can see it still looks fairly zonal, but you can see a northern jet coming down from Canada and then sweeps across the U.S.-Canadian border and over into northern New England. But it's this disturbance to our southwest you see here begins to tap the Gulf of Mexico. Cold air in effect, so we could see a lot of precipitation by next weekend. This is a system we're going to have to watch in the coming days because it could bring some significant rain and or snow to the area or close by. Going into the extended period though, as we look toward the 4th, 5th, around then, we have a disturbance over the south and west. This is something we have to be aware of because storms could start in this area and then slowly move to the northeast. You can see we already have Gulf moisture beginning to move in at this point with some heavy rain and maybe thunderstorms possible over the mid-south around Memphis to Little Rock, and even a little bit of precipitation up into our neck of the woods as well. And then at the end of the forecast, around the 8th or so of December, we have a trough over the west, a bit of a ridge over the southeast, mainly centered over the western part of the Atlantic. A southwesterly flow is going to keep temperatures at least somewhat tepid. It's not going to be overly cold, but it's not going to be overly warm either, so some seasonal readings likely in the 30s, but we still have plenty of time for this to change in the coming days. The satellite image from last evening, you can see there's the system coming in from the northwest, which will merge with this big batch of clouds and rain and thunderstorms over the south. They will merge over our neck of the woods as we go into the day today with some heavy rain possible as well. The watch warning map from last evening, we had some winter weather issues over the New England states, a bit of freezing rain possible there, some fog to our north, a little bit of wintry weather and some windy weather across the plains and into the Rockies as well. Looking at the QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days, this goes through Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, and this shows some heavy precipitation up to 1 inch over the east and a little bit lighter over the west.